I could put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
Talking Dicks. This is the comedy podcast spin-off, if you will, of The Two Dicks, which is a web series that we shot, and it's on YouTube. Check it out, The Two Dicks. I'm Al Romas. That's Al Ducharme. We're the detectives of The Two Dicks. And for podcast purposes, we become the Talking Dicks. How are you, Alfred? What is going on? Volume 117. Stick that thing in your fucking mouth and take it, you animal. Take it. Go.
There are children listening to this program.
Are there?
Yeah.
Are there children? They could be. It's a podcast. We don't know who listens.
Oh,
we have
parents
numbers.
don't. How many parents put those parental blocks on their computers? These kids, they're so savvy. They figure out passwords and they know how to do everything. They're meeting elderly men and jerking them off for $10. You can't control them.
We missed all the fun. You know, we were kids. You had to get in a van and
with
probably
candy,
ended up dead.
Want some ice cream?
But now you could, you can meet, make a setup place, and
lick the Cool Whip off the tip of the ice cream right there.
I don't know what that means. Is that a euphemism? Would that be called a euphemism?
I'm just being vulnerable.
I think it is.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were being.
Yes.
Hey, sad news this week. We lost Charles Grodin.
And comedian Paul
He was older
Mooney.
than I thought. I didn't realize.
I had no idea that he was 86 and he died of cancer. Now his daughter, Marion Grodin, she's a comedian. She's very funny. And of course, we send out our sincere condolences.
I've never seen her. I'll take your word that she's funny.
New York.
She's a chick, and that right there is questionable.
Wow.
What?
We're losing more viewers because of your misogynistic. He's just being.
I know.
He's just.
I know.
Silly.
You've sat in the back of the room. You've sat in the back of the room watching female comics for years and enjoying their comedy. I know you.
I married one.
Uh-huh. I know you. You found a funny one. You married her. Okay. I'm not saying there aren't
Marion.
any. And I said,
Marion could bring it. She's
funny.
She was super funny. I think.
She's alive.
She should have been
talking in the past,
and I think she should have been a lot bigger than she is. And of course, she was in the shadow. Of
heavy
Father's
weight.
Fame.
Oh,
boy.
I thought you meant
the one episode she listens to. The one episode she listens to is.
That's her fault. That's her fault.
Oh my God!
No, you said she should have been bigger.
We're trying to get.
You meant more famous.
On her own,
she should have been bigger.
Marion had the goods.
Oh, I've never even heard of her, to be honest. So
exactly.
And I'm, tapped into that market. But
you moved to Tampa when you were 7 to pursue your stand-up comedy career.
I did. I made a few errors. What are you going to say? I made a few mistakes.
You're out
there were mistakes along the way.
You're out of the loop. You're out of the Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
You don't even know any gay comics.
I don't know. You're if someone could take a consensus, anytime there's a joke about to be made, you go gay on that joke every time. I'd say 96% of the time you go for the gay angle. I'm not saying what that means. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying.
Well,
you know what I mean?
It's the opposite of homophobia. I'm telegraphing that I'm okay with anybody being gay. Gay marriage, gay rights.
You're okay with it.
I'm okay with it. And I overemphasize it by making these little jokes.
I got you. Okay.
It's backfiring. Watch your backfire.
It is. Well, it's backfired for years. That's probably part of the problem why we're here. I'm in Tampa, and you've made gay jokes for years.
Al, it got so bad, I considered moving to Tampa.
No, not that bad. No. We can't have you there. It's me and Helen Keeney. We run that fucking city.
You do. You both.
We're not welcoming. We're not welcoming any other comics.
You guys.
She's now running it. I'm out of town for 6 months. She's having a field day. She's playing at Mugs. If you're listening, when is this airing? Friday, Saturday night. Helen Keeney will be at a place called Mugs in Clearwater Beach, Florida. Go check out Helen at Mugs. There used to be a Mugs and Jugs, but I don't think she's there. I think she's just at Mugs. Not saying there won't be jugs.
Poor
but
Helen. Every time
there was
she's
a place.
in an episode of the Two Dicks, or we talk about her, the word jugs comes up, and I think it's I don't think it's fair.
Your fault? No, I think it's your doing. And this one was on me. But there used to be a Mugs and Jugs that was a ripoff of Hooters type of place, wings and chicks with, shorts. But Helen is just at a place called Mugs. Anyway, that's Saturday night, Clearwater. Go check her out.
Mm-hmm.
And Helen's running the city.
Yeah, and rest in peace, Charles Grodin.
Chuck Grodin, Clifford.
Wow.
If you haven't seen that movie, God damn it, that is funny, ridiculous movie with Martin Short as a child with very little. I don't think any makeup. I think he just puts on.
They went with mentality.
Yeah, brilliant, so funny. And as a guest on those talk shows, I was watching some on YouTube the other night because I remember as a kid I didn't get it. I always thought, like, what the fuck? Why is he so mean to Johnny Carson? He's like a dick. And then one time I'm watching, going, oh, I get it. This is fucking brilliant.
And they kept having him back.
He was so good.
I was like, why are they having him back? Why did they bring this guy back? He's
right.
But it was an act, just like Don Rickles when he goes on, he does his thing. Charles Grodin would go on Carson and Letterman and do this like low key, sarcastic, insulting guest. And they're like, why do we have you here? Why do we? Because it was very funny. And sometimes it was funny and the audience wasn't laughing, which made it even funnier because they were like,
I think they were like me.
Is this guy real?
A lot of people were like, I don't get this whole thing. This is the weirdest. He's promoting a movie and he won't promote it. Mm-hmm. He won't even talk about it. He's asking Carson, do you really even like, do you listen to your guests? And Johnny's getting like, what do you want to push this book or not?
You don't even want me here.
Right. No.
He goes, Carson's like, Carson's like, do you want to talk about the book? I don't care, Johnny. It's your show.
And he would just be, then he would just have dead air. He would just stare at him. He wouldn't talk. And it's great. Once you get it, it's great. But I remember being 12 or 13 or whatever the fuck, probably 35 and not getting it. I was like, I don't get this guy. He annoys me. Kind of like Andy Kaufman. I didn't get that for a while either, which I still am not the biggest fan of.
Some of them were like, you're really, I get what you're doing. But the commitment was unbelievable, the commitment. But Andy Kaufman was known for, he would leave the set of Taxi, wherever it was, whatever studio, and then go over and bust tables as the character, Lotka, at Jerry's famous deli. And he would, and stay in character the whole time. And it's like, it's not Meryl Streep staying in character on set all day, method acting, but it was kind of a weird cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of thing. It's like, okay, it's good, I guess. Not my thing.
Nope.
I liked when he would go on Letterman, though, and he brought his kids, and they were like 4 guys in their 40s. That was kind of weird. But he would just stay with it the whole time.
He would commit.
It was great.
Committed.
Yeah.
But sometimes it would go over like
no one
a
else
balloon,
is doing this.
And the wrestling thing and the broken neck and sprained neck.
Right.
And then
it was funny when I joined the Navy, we were on this shore duty, and so we had barracks kind of style, and I got cable. I was like the only guy. I was like, I'm getting cable. So I paid for cable in my room, and we'd have all these guys, and there were a lot of these fucking local kind of, Southern boys, and they never saw Letterman before, so they didn't. And I'm like, this is the best shit in the world. You're gonna love it. So they sit in my room drinking, watching Letterman. They're not digging it at all.
Sardonic.
But then Andy Kaufman would come on, and I would go, this guy's great. You can enjoy this. And they would like pick up shit and throw it they were so annoyed by Andy Kaufman. They didn't get, he's not funny. We don't like him, and it was like perfect. It was like, this is exactly what Andy Kaufman, he would love to know this is happening in Norfolk, Virginia right now. These good old boys are like, I'll fucking kill this guy. He sucks. He ain't funny. They wanted to see
I'll fucking kill this guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, they want hee-haw, you pop up out of a flower bed, you tell a joke about a Jew, and you sink back down. It's good stuff,
And it was the hee-haw stuff actually underlining was very broad, but it was good.
It was broad, all right.
In a bad way. It was so bad it was good.
In an unfunny way. Yeah. And so that's that. Yeah, Charles Grodin. And then I'm watching. Have you watched Sons of Sam on Netflix? Have you seen this thing, Sons of Sam?
It's a serial killer.
Remember Sam the Butcher? Remember Sam the Butcher from the Brady Bunch?
From Alice?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a documentary, 5 parts. He had 3 sons who there's a conspiracy they may have become serial killers. And these are the sons of Sam the Butcher. It's amazing, man. It's really good stuff.
I thought you were going to go with David Berkowitz,
that out on
the son of Sam, for the murders of the 1970s and early 80s.
Yeah, I was going for comedy there, Alfred. I was going on the comedy podcast level. Yeah, it is about David Berkowitz, actually. But for comedy, I was saying it was Sam the Butcher from Brady Bunch. Okay.
You know, you had me.
Wow.
You had me.
I had you, yeah.
Because I was trying to wrap my head around it, and you fucking got me, man.
That was sad.
I felt like I felt like one of the sailors that you were showing off your cable.
You were gonna throw shit.
I got cable. I got cable, boys. I want you to sit down here.
That's right.
The Andy Kaufman guy is going to be on. You're going to love him. I made you something.
When did I get a Southern accent? Why the fuck would I have that accent?
Hey, you guys want some chocolate and coffee? We're going to watch Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
I was doing the exaggerated
Brooklyn
Island.
1971. Oh, was that Long Island? All right. The thing you'll notice, though, in this Sons of Sam docu, the New York accent, so pronounced in 1975, 76. The people being interviewed on the street, the women, the men. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. It sounds like a characterization, for God's sake. But anyway, it's good. It's 5 parts, and it's about a conspiracy where Berkowitz did not act alone. Part of a big cult.
Yeah, this
satanic
this
cult.
Is where you got me, because I thought David Berkowitz was actually a big fan of the Brady Bunch.
Mm-hmm.
And
those were the letters, Sons of Sam.
My Three Sons of Sam was a sitcom that they pitched to Fred McMurray, and Fred McMurray turned it down, and then later stole the idea.
Oh, okay. There was some joke. I was trying to pull a joke right now about Alice going to the butcher shop to get some meat. I couldn't come up with it.
Well, I'm telling you right now, people are throwing shit listening and watching this right now. They're throwing shit. This is bullshit. This is.
What do they want? It's free, for God's sake.
It's free, for God's sake.
Not even. People they treat Patreon like it's $400 a week. It's $5 a month, and meanwhile I get people writing to me going, "Hey, we watch your podcast, enjoy it. It's a lot of fun." And meanwhile, they don't even hit like. They don't hit. It's like, can you just hit like on things? Can you join the Patreon? Can you participate and help us out? We do this goddamn twice a week. You know what I mean? And these people, I mean, we would see our numbers, people are listening and watching, but you got to be able to hit like, subscribe, do all the stuff that
I think we do too much
you're
begging.
supposed to do.
I think we feel like we're giving them something and we're not getting anything in return, and we're just asking for a link.
That's how I feel.
But here's we had Mark Normand on the podcast a few weeks back, and he and Joe List do a podcast called Tuesdays with Stories. And to get their numbers up, they did some gimmicking. One of them was, he said, "Hey, we're going to watch a gay porn and comment on it. And to get our numbers up to 3,000 Patreon supporters." And they went, pow, they broke right through the 3,000 mark. And I didn't see the episode. You may have, because you're into that shit. But it was a gimmick.
Yeah.
It was a gimmick. And it was all done.
It was good.
With the hovering under the cloud of comedy, or the whatever it is, and they pulled it off, and now they're bigger than ever. And I don't know, maybe we need to do a gimmick.
Well, I'm not gonna, I mean,
maybe we'll do a gimmick where we have to do some
I don't want to watch gay porn with you, though. Gotta be honest.
No, we'll do some manscaping.
I don't want to see. I don't want to go down that road with you. You frighten me.
It's just an idea. It's a concept. I'm trying to hammer out something. Maybe we can shave a pet live and say, we're going to shave my neighbor's pet. We're going to groom him live. And I've never done it before. And I'm going to be using sheep shears.
All right.
And
I
we'll
mean, I
have
don't know. Is that the way to get
and then we'll have
Patreon viewers?
and then we'll
Is
have the
that-
dog yelp. But I'll do the yelping. I'll do all the sound effects. So we won't.
Yeah, get all that together and let me see. Let me see how that works, and then I'll sign off on it, and we'll do it. Sounds good. Yeah, good. Yeah, good, babe. Sure.
My
Yeah.
improv skills are off today.
I see that. Well, you've been busy. You've had a busy day. You've had half your fucking head cut up. You've got things going on.
I had a
You have
brain.
are you performing this weekend? Are you doing something live? Did I see something on Instagram, or is that next week, or when is this? I see you're doing something.
We leave in the
live.
morning for Glendale, Arizona. We'll be at the comedy club Stir Crazy, and Bernadette Pauly.
Stir Crazy Comedy Club. Okay. I don't know it, but go ahead.
I will be accompanying the one and only Bernadette Pauly, who's headlining the gig, and I will be doing some guest spots.
So your wife is headlining,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just kind of sitting in the passenger seat.
Well, I
giving her some
didn't have
moral
any gigs.
support.
I had no gigs this weekend, so I said, "Why don't we, instead of you flying out, why don't we drive out? We'll make a little getaway of it, and maybe I'll get some action." And then she mentioned it to the club owner, and he said, we need
The
Ducharme.
headliner.
We need Ducharme on this.
The headliner is not fucking the guy doing guest spots, my friend. It's not how that works. It does not work.
Yes, we'll both be appearing, but now it's a bigger deal now because I really just thought I was participating. I'm stage
It's
legs,
not that big a deal.
stage legs, but now it's being marketed as the two of us.
Oh boy, now the tickets are through the roof. Now that they've marketed it, yeah, I can see a lot of pressure now on old Alfred.
Well, I thought I was just going to be trying out some new old material, pandemic material.
Hey, try out my joke that we were working on. Try that out. I haven't had an audience for it. I want to see if it,
I was willing to
give it a
test
shot.
run it, give it a shot, and say this is a bit I tried out. That's a great idea. We try out someone else's bit for them, videotape it and send it off, and then you take notes. Because you have some you have some theater shows coming up on board the ship that you're on, but you haven't been on stage in over a month, and you're not going to be on stage for another
it's really
3 weeks.
perfect.
Isn't it like 3 weeks?
It's really perfect scenario.
Well, is it going to be like 2 months? You should perform for the crew in the theater.
Why would I do that?
A couple of days out, so that you have
volunteers get shot. I don't volunteer for shit. If they said do a show, I would do it, but I don't volunteer for shit. That's how.
Well, in the cruise industry, when a comedian, this is for our audience, when a comedian volunteers to do stuff, the unwritten rule is you don't volunteer. That's what Al is saying.
The unwritten rule is you don't answer your phone.
Yeah, because once you say, "Hey, I'd like to perform an extra show," a lot of times the cruise industry, cruise directors and so forth, make that a part of it so that you're obligated to do it. So the next guy coming in, yeah, we're doing a noontime show on Wednesday. What? My contract said, no, we're doing it. Do you want to do it? It's a part of your rating. And you get pigeonholed.
5 minutes ago, I love how you know all this, but then you go, hey, you should do a show for the crew.
Under the pandemic, no, under the pandemic situation, you haven't been on stage. By the time you hit the stage, it's going to be 2 months since you performed live. And I was thinking of you for you doing it for you. But you're right.
I'll be fine.
You'll run the risk of making it a permanent thing for the other acts. And as I assume that I will be employed in the future by the cruise lines, I want you not to do it.
Exactly. Yeah, it is ironic though. I did all these shows in Florida. I did these little bars and clubs, and meanwhile now I'm going to be in a big theater, and I won't have done shows for 2 months. So, but I'll be fine. Whatever. Shake it off. A little rust. Get right back on it.
Pro.
You know what I mean?
You got 30 years under your belt, and you lost 18 to 20 pounds. So
more. I'm dropping poundage nonstop. Ugh.
Well,
crazy.
Masturbation does burn calories. It's proven.
And it's good for the prostate. I was reading about
Yeah,
prostate cancer, and they go,
well, what is
masturbation's great for it.
Well,
Like,
no, is it because the old thing was
Yes.
too much masturbation was.
I don't know. I don't know what too much is. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
that's what I'm saying.
What's too much?
What is too much?
They say healthy amount is very good for the prostate.
Did they give a number?
So
did they go by height? Weight,
they didn't give a
age?
number. They just said
I need
a good,
to know
good amount.
because I got to tell my wife, honey, I gotta.
Yeah, you've been married a long time. I'm sure your amount is very good. I'm sure you're right at the right amount. The amount of years you've been married. Yeah, I'm sure you're fine. So you head out on the road. You're doing comedy club. What? Nice.
Yeah.
And how much time will you be doing? Any ideas? What kind of a?
Well, I thought
originally
I thought I was doing, like a 10-minute little guesty, but
10.
It seems like it's climbed to 20. All
Oh,
indications.
that's a paid spot then. You're getting paid. That's a paid spot.
Okay, I'll do whatever they say. I'm really just I'm doing it to get out of the house and be in a different state and get the travel thing. We were going to fly and then we said, no, let's just drive out. We've got this plug-in hybrid. We're going to test that sucker out on the long drive. And
how long a drive?
I heard 5.5 to 6 hours.
Ooh. Okay.
Now we've done these drives out here going to San Francisco and up to Napa Valley, but we've broke it up along the way. We've had gigs where we do an overnight one-nighter and then do the Throckmorton Theater or a winery. We threw some glamping in there. So it's always been somewhat broken up. We've only made the straight drive, I think once from Novato to LA. And it was
Novato?
No, yeah, Novato is just north of San Fran. About a half hour north. It's right next to Sonoma.
Okay.
Sonoma and Napa.
Right.
You've been to Napa. You went to Napa.
I've been there a couple times. Yes, I need to go back.
So
once I'm back from this cruise, I'm going back.
Novato is 20 minutes from Sonoma and about 35 from Napa.
Oh,
35.
Okay. I never heard of it. I jumped on it because I thought you fucked up the word Nevada. That's the only reason I jumped on it. I thought you fucked up Nevada and I wanted to make fun of you, but now that there's a place called Novato, I stay quiet.
Who has the egg on the old face now? Huh?
Fuck it.
I wanted to ask you,
yes.
Has your food improved? I know that they were treating you like a prisoner during your 2-week quarantine and you'd hear a knock on the door and then you'd open the door and there would be a tray of food on the floor.
Yeah, no, food's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's actually, I think, better than a normal cruise even.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you why.
Buffet.
I'm going to tell you why.
Tell me.
Morale, number one for the crew.
Morale.
And also they're not cooking for thousands of people. They're cooking for hundreds.
True. That's good points. Good points there, Alfred. And not bad. And they serve it to you. No, you don't touch anything. That's how it's going to be from now on.
I heard, this is what I heard, and you tell me, and maybe they were doing this in the beginning, that they actually tie your hands behind your back and they feed you with a 6-foot spoon.
That is true. Yes.
Okay.
That is all true.
They're still doing that?
Yes. And you can request to be stripped down to a baby diaper if you want. And I say yes to that. So you get a baby diaper and they feed you with a long spoon and it ends up on your face and you can't touch it. And it's fun. It's fun.
It's amazing.
So, yeah, I enjoy it.
It's amazing what the listeners are going to get out of this podcast for free.
Yeah. These fuckers, they won't even hit like or subscribe. You know what I mean? It's unbelievable.
Do you want to say
what are you going to do?
Do you want to say anything else to the fuckers before we end this?
Well, we appreciate their listening. Thanks for hanging in there. And we'll see you next time on the what is this called? Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast.
Adios. The Talking Dicks became friends at a very young age, and the rest is history.
I'm losing my mind.
Patreon.com/The Two Dicks, which is named after our web series. This is the Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
Done.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
Okay, sure.
All right. Subscribe. Mary.
Go to patreon.com/The Two Dicks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money. Why?
I think it ends on that. That's beautiful.